Yet, there was a party at Clyde Davis's home, and that is where the story started. To Clyde Davis's home, it resembles Puffy's place, was like just loaded up with chicks and origing like relentless, right? No, not actually, I mean, except for did that. Hello, it was interested. I had an opportunity to see a few things, definitely. Yet you were 13, what were you talking about? And Tupac resembled a couple, seemed like to me. It was only a ton of unusual going on, you understand what I'm talking about. This rapper and him, they all in the room together, you know, is Sarah the young lady, Puff. And this fella, this rapper. So, devotees of recorded music, prepare yourselves. There's another outrage fermenting, and it incorporates, in all honesty, music industry legend Clive Davis. While Hollywood has its reasonable portion of outrages and mysteries, the music business takes the cake. Now, Clive Davis and his supposed issue with Diddy's middle stage. In the event that you haven't known about him, Diddy's a central part in the music business. He helped to establish the famous record mark Terrible Kid Records, which has delivered music by such whizzes as the late extraordinary infamous Huge and the R&B juggernaut Usher. How Diddy construct such a monstrous business domain? However, the performer Panther White makes them interest comments in regards to this effective matter. The connection between Clyde Davis and Diddy has been the subject of hypothesis for quite a long time, yet apparently the mystery is at last out. These two have allegedly been together for almost 5 years, and they haven't precisely been tactful about it. Apparently these two have been celebrating the good life at unruly gatherings and subtle parties, yet the most major problem is what this will mean for their expert resides. The inquiry is whether their dedicated following will keep on moving them even with their shocking jokes. Come on, we should jump Eddie. Yet he got that index, he got that list, and he's been bringing in cash off of it, and it purchased that huge chateau down the road from Assault Focal. The quickest set to force of a 23-year-old newbie makes one wonder how a potential clarification is areas of strength for him. With the incomparable Clive Davis has turned into an easily recognized name because of his job in the making of a few milestone accounts as of late. Anyway, he's been drawing consideration for an alternate explanation. His heartfelt endeavors following the disintegration of his initial two relationships. Davis set out on a mission to sort out why he was so drawn to men. I opened up myself after the disappointment of my subsequent marriage, never having had anything with a man to see might I at any point be drawn to the individual and not the orientation. Clive has of late made a fearless and candid confirmation about his sexual direction, saying that he isn't completely hetero in spite of having expected this for the main portion of his life. Yet, what does this imagine for his expert future? Because of this understanding, Clyde chose to begin dating again, this time with a male. Clyde claims he isn't and has never been humiliated by his craving for guys. I never felt disgrace, no, I felt confused. The subject of sexual openness actually needs considerably more conversation. A status exists. You might be shocked to discover that distinction maker Clyde Davis is in a committed relationship with another person. The unrivaled Diddy himself has been spotted. P. Diddy, referred to as Puff Daddy, known as Sean brushes. Supposedly in 1994, Sean searches mentioned offering sexual courtesies to Clive Davis. So Awful Kid Records could be what it is currently. Is it? There have been stories about Diddy's climb to fame for quite a long time, yet it shows up there might be more going on than we originally accepted by our sources. Clive and Diddy were a thing for no less than 5 years, and Diddy habitually shows up at public occasions with Clive. As of not long ago, Clyde has been straightforward about his association, yet he has stayed quiet about his accomplice's character. Certain enough, Diddy is the one who has won Clyde's fondness. Clive has denied remarking on their relationship, despite the fact that clearly they are still a lot of together. That being said, assuming you focus on a ton of pictures, particularly with Clive and Diddy, is in a ton of spots, that Clive will be Clive and Diddy, who are both out and glad. Gay people are regularly spotted going to similar get-togethers, which firmly recommends that the two are personally associated. Diddy and Clyde have been companions for quite a while, and their relationship is solid. Plaid has been in a hetero relationship with a person for the beyond couple of years, though Diddy has been blamed for concealing his sexuality. This present circumstance is great for the advancement of affection sentiments between them. Additionally, notwithstanding Clive's transparency about his sexuality and connections, he has never dismissed these charges, which just adds trustworthiness to them. Diddy, in like manner, has expressed nothing about the debate. Diddy met Clyde when he was 23, and he was a new-to-the-scene performer attempting to make it in an extreme calling. Live watching out for an entertainer with certified crowd science established his hip-bounced thoughts convincing when gotten some information about his most memorable gathering with Diddy. Clive said he had at last found what he was searching for. Fractious was 23 years of age, and I knew the craftsman that I had. Aretha Dion Whitney was one sort of music. Davis says Laffy introduced Blue, captured R&B at its level, yet detecting the hip jump unrest. Both Ella Reid and I concurred that we could utilize somebody truly sensitive to the road. You must understand how you can help yourself, and you need to Know when you want to shift focus over to others. While at Uptown Records, Diddy met Clyde Davis, who significantly affected his vocation. To hear it from Clyde himself, hearing those remarks from Diddy was a defining moment in his profession. When I met with Little Dog, he enunciated that hip bounce ought to be essential for the main 40 standard and that the business would change from now on, and I expressed out loud, "Whatever have you got to outline that point?" And he played me Craig Mack's Flava in Your Ear, and he played me that then unknown craftsman that he felt and accepted so firmly. He played me 4 or 5 cuts from infamous Huge. Clive was convinced by Diddy's proclamations and later revealed that Diddy had effectively conveyed his vision. I said, "Okay, you made your statement. That is the point," at which I acquainted him with the week after week what we assembled singles conferences. I acquainted him with the chief. There is somebody who might assist with driving us to the road and offer in the approaching hip bounce transformation. In spite of appearances, Diddy's transient ascent to popularity was not just because of his gathering with Clive, whose thought processes were everything except fair. Suggests interest in having sexual experiences with folks was the genuine inspiration for their gathering, and he didn't restrict himself to Diddy. At the same time, a ton of stories, not bits of hearsay stories, circumventing about Clive Davis supposedly laying down with men that he was affirmed really having rent young men. That a ton of the specialists that didn't make it the entire way to like a grandstand or two. I might have followed an example of drawing in gifted youthful performers with the commitment of a fruitful vocation in the music business prior to getting personally associated with them, truly marking an arrangement that he had sexual action with these individuals before either dropping them or never marking them, in any case more so of involving them for sexual. Since Diddy's experience with Clive, he has had the option to try not to be thrown away by significant record names. Clyde assisted him with beginning Terrible Kid Records and backed the organization for a considerable length of time. Clive has been out as gay for quite a while, yet Diddy has expressed nothing. There are anyway inconsistent signs. Diddy's sexual direction has been guessed about because of his perceptible ways of behaving. Well-known mobster Keith D, who hangs out in the superstar scene, once saw Diddy acting dubiously with another man. Stop and Tupac resembled a couple. Seemed like to me, it was only a ton of odd going on. You understand what I'm talking about. Diddy's previous Guardian quality arrangement has different stories that indicate his sexuality. Blue Green once gotten a quick look at Diddy and another rapper emerging from a restroom while stripped. When Ja Preclude runs the room, Puff landed his style position snatching his towel, yet they bust the exposed. Thus obviously Diddy didn't give a circle whether quality knew his sexual direction. After Kim Watchman's passing, Diddy's previous protector emerged and said the rapper had gone behind Kim's back with all kinds of people during their marriage. The rapper 50 Penny purportedly turned down Diddy's methodologies after he made them. Some say Diddy's destroyed undertaking with 50 Penny shopping was something other than cordial chat. Usher has additionally uncovered a few upsetting insights concerning his time spent at Diddy's home. Attendant cases that he was first acquainted with sexual exercises, opiates, and other hazardous propensities at 14 years old. For sure, Diddy awakened close to introduce one of his recordings. Many individuals accept that Diddy's distinction and fortune constrained him into a relationship with Clive. An individual remarked Sean Diddy brushes was given his Terrible Kid engraved by Aristus Clive Davis, who is transparently gay. How Sean needed to help wealth is entirely expected for fruitful people of color in diversion and governmental issues generally. That sparkles isn't gold on your race. Let the following man run his. In actuality, many believe Diddy's quietness regarding the matter of the sexual reports is proof that they are valid. Diddy is passing gay. I realize no developed straight man that won't address a gay talk that has been flowing for quite a long time. Diddy has tended to hypotheses about his contribution with different ladies, yet he hasn't tended to bits of gossip. Viewing his sexuality, as one of his fans put it, he has rushed to disprove charges of treachery to his state mother on the subject of his sexual direction. Getty has cleared up the side chick guarantees, yet will be yet to clear the gay bits of gossip. In spite of their reluctance to pitch it, Diddy and Clyde's association might be more than dispassionate. There are signs that they have been sincerely connected for certain years. Well, people, that is all I possess. Energy for now. Will need to express farewell till the following time.